Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we'll discuss about bacteria. General instructions about bacteria means what are the bacteria, what are the informations regarding bacteria we'll discuss today. Okay, what are exactly these bacteria? These are considered as the first living organisms on earth. Okay, see here bacteria in overview. This term bacteria, it has come from the Greek word bacterian. Bacterian means small rod. Okay, and bacteria, they belong to the kingdom Monera. Out of the 5 kingdom classifications, out of the 5 kingdoms, the Monera kingdom, it means all the bacteria, they belong to the kingdom Monera. These are what? Unicellular prokaryotes. Okay, unicellular means they are having a single cell in their body, and they are prokaryotes means there is a primitive nucleus or nucleus is absent. It is having only the genetic material, that is a double-stranded circular DNA. Okay. So Monera, and they are prokaryotes without a well-developed nucleus, and these are omnipresent. They are present in everywhere. Okay, means they are present in air, water, and soil. Everywhere these bacteria are present, they are omnipresent, and are considered as the first living organisms on the earth, and are unicellular. There are about 5,000 species of prokaryotes. These bacteria, about 5,000 species or more species are present of bacteria, and are categorized into two groups: Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. These Archaebacteria, these are the ancient group of bacteria, and Eubacteria, as per the Eu means true or good, so these are the true bacteria. Okay, and these two type of bacteria, they have been developed, they have been evolved from the same ancestor called prozoonote. Around 3.5 billion years ago, they have evolved from the same ancestor, which is known as prozoonote. Anton von Leeuwenhoek, the father of microbiology, he had first discovered the bacteria in 1676 from the raindrops and tartar of teeth, and he named them as animalcules. Okay, animalcules. This term was given by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Then come to the features of bacteria. What are the characteristic features of the bacteria? The features, first one is these are smallest, simplest, and cosmopolitan in nature. See, these are the smallest living organisms, unicellular and prokaryotes. So these are the smallest living organisms on earth, and these are very simplest by structure, and cosmopolitan means these are found everywhere. And these are unicellular, prokaryotic, they may be colonial or filamentous. They may form colonies or they remain in a filamentous structure. Okay. Then about the cell envelope. In case of bacteria, there is a cell envelope which is made up of 3 layers. The outermost layer is called glycocalyx, or it is also known as capsule. Then the middle layer is called cell wall, which is made up of peptidoglycan, and the inner is the plasma membrane or normal cell membrane. Okay. Then the mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is considered as the bacteria, but it is not similar as the bacteria because it is having no cell wall. But in case of bacteria, there must be a cell wall. Okay. So mycoplasma are the smallest living creatures, and these are devoid of cell wall, and they are smallest. The size is about 0.3 micrometer only. These bacteria, they are having naked circular DNA as the genetic material. The naked circular DNA, it is devoid of any histone proteins. There is no chromosome formation, only a double-stranded circular DNA is there in the bacteria as the genetic material, and is known as nucleoid, or it is also known as genophore. Then in case of bacterial cells, plasmids are present. What about the plasmids? We have already discussed about genetic engineering in the previous classes. I have also told you about the plasmids. These are the what? These are extra chromosomal double-stranded circular DNA present in bacteria having the self-replicating ability. And due to these plasmids, as the plasmids, they are having antibiotic resistant markers genes, so the bacteria are also resistant to particular antibiotics as per the type of plasmid they are having. Okay. So plasmids are present in case of bacteria. Then no introns are there in the genes. When we have discussed about the operand concept and about the genes, histrons, that have also discussed all these things, that this gene, in case of eukaryotes, it is having the alternatively exons means coding sequences, and introns means non-coding sequences. Alternatively, these two type of sequences are present. But in case of prokaryotes, in case of bacteria, there are no introns. The non-coding sequences are totally absent. So after being transcription of mRNA, there is no post-transcriptional modification, and there is no splicing, removal of introns. Then membrane-bound cell organelles are absent. What are the membrane-bound cell organelles? These are the cell organelles having double membrane system. They include endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi, mitochondria, all these things, chloroplast, all these are the double membrane cell organelles or membrane-bound cell organelles which are absent in case of bacteria. But the bacteria are having the ribosome. This ribosome, it is of 70 S types. S is the sedimentation coefficient or Sedberg's unit, and the S, the ribosome, it is having in all cases of eukaryotes 80S ribosome is there and is having two ribosomal subunit. Here also two ribosomal subunits are present. The smaller one is 30S and larger ribosomal subunit is 50S. And as locomotory organelles, the bacteria are having three different types of structures. They may be having the flagella, fimbriae, these are the finger-like projections, or pili, singular is pilus. Okay, so flagella, fimbriae and pili, these are the locomotory organelles which help in locomotion for the bacteria. Then come to the nutrition. What the bacteria, how it collects the nutrition, as these are prokaryotic unicellular where they live throughout the universe. At each place the bacteria are present, how they are taking their nutrition. See, by nutrition the bacteria may be photo or chemoautotrophic. Some of the bacteria, they can also photosynthesize. They are photoautotrophic. Some of the bacteria, they are involved in chemical biogeocycles and they are called chemoautotrophic. Some of the bacteria are also helping the nitrogen fixation, so these are chemoautotrophic. Some of the bacteria, they are saprophytic, collecting the nutrition from the dead and decaying organic materials. They are saprophytic, and most of the bacteria are parasitic. They cause diseases to the living organisms and live inside the living organisms and act as parasites. They harm the hosts. Okay, so these are all about the features, silent features of the bacteria. Okay, then Christian Ehrenberg in 1828 he coined the term bacteria for the first time. Okay, and the ancient group of bacteria, just I have discussed about Archaebacteria. It is the ancient group of bacteria. These Archaebacteria, these are of three different types. They are classified into three different types. What exactly is the difference between the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria? These Archaebacteria, they are highly tolerant to drastic conditions. Means they can tolerate high and low temperature, they can tolerate high and low pH, and they are present in drastic environmental conditions. These Archaebacteria are of three different types. First one is methanogens. These methanogens, they are found in the gut of ruminant mammals. Okay, in ruminant mammals, this stomach is having 4 chambers. Okay, what are the 4 chambers? Rumen, reticulum, abomasum and omasum, and they are present in the rumen. These methanogens, these are helping the mammals, these ruminant mammals for digestion of cellulose, and they produce the gas methane. Okay, so these are also they are also tolerating the drastic condition. They are present inside the gut of ruminant mammals and halophiles as per the name. The second group, the halophiles, they are found in the salty habitats. They may be found in the salty soil or in the salty water. Highly salty water also they can tolerate. And third one is thermoacidophiles. From the name itself, it indicates that they can tolerate high or low temperature. These thermoacidophiles, they are found in the hot water springs. Okay, so due to the cell wall composition, they are having a complex cell wall composition, these Archaebacteria, so they can tolerate all these type of drastic environmental conditions. Then see here, the bacteria, they are involved in many of the nutritive cycles. These bacteria are the important scavengers of our environment. Okay, and they are involved in many of the nutritive cycles, in the biogeochemical cycles, and some of the bacteria are helpful or they may be also harmful. Okay, see, some of the bacteria are also helpful for the human society, and most of the bacteria, they are harmful. They are causing different types of drastic diseases. Okay, the size of the bacteria, it ranges from 0.5 to 5 micrometer in length. They cannot be observed through naked eye, through microscope only we can observe the bacteria. Okay, then come to the shape of bacteria. Regarding the shape, depending upon the shape of their cell, the bacteria are of 4 different types. Spherical bacteria are known as Golgi, and rod-shaped bacteria are called Bacillus. Then comma-shaped bacteria are Vibrio, and coiled or spiral-shaped bacteria are Spirilla. So 4 different types of bacteria are there: Coccus, Bacillus, Vibrio and Spirilla. Okay. Then based on the 2 types of cell wall and Gram-Stein reaction, the bacteria are also categorized into 2 different groups. They may be gram-negative or gram-positive. Okay. See, these based on the Gram-Stein has been created by Christian Gram. This is a stain, and basing upon the stain absorbance by the bacterial cell wall, the bacterial cells, the bacteria, they are categorized into 2 different groups. They may be gram-positive or gram-negative. The gram-positive bacteria, they are having thick cell wall, and they are having many layers of peptidoglycan, and they are having teichoic acid. Okay, these gram-positive bacteria, these are rarely found. Most of the bacteria are gram-negative, and they are having thin cell wall, few layers of peptidoglycan. but surrounded by a lipid membrane. A lipid membrane is there surrounding the glycocalyx, so that these are gram negative, means they are not absorbing the gram stains so much. But most of the bacteria are gram negative, and these are pathogens. These are the disease causing bacteria. Then bacteria form endospore. See, what about the endospore? Endospore are what? Resistant spore-like structures formed by the bacteria whenever the bacteria are present inside the host cell and the bacteria is exposed to UV or chemical. Then this is a resistant wall created by the bacteria, and exactly one endospores are present within a single cells. Okay, and what group of bacteria they are forming the endospore? Just to overcome the drastic conditions of UV or chemical treatment. These group of bacteria, two examples I have given here. Anthrax causing bacteria, that is Bacillus anthracis, and tetanus. Tetanus is caused by the Mycobacterium tetani. These two bacteria, they are forming endospores inside the host cells whenever they are causing infections, and the host is under treatment under UV light, or there means application of any antibiotics is there. Then the bacteria, they are forming endospore structures. Then the bacteria may be aerobic. They may need oxygen, or some of the bacteria are anaerobic also. They can remain alive without the oxygen also. Then come to the sexual reproduction in case of bacteria. In case of bacteria, there is no exact sexual reproduction. Conjugation is a method by which the donor bacteria, it transmits a F plasmid, the fertility plasmid, having any antibiotic resistant gene or any gene for absorption of nutrients from the surroundings. Such type of gene it is having, this donor bacteria, and it is this gene, it is transferred to the recipient bacteria which is not having such type of gene, recipient bacteria, through a conjugation tube which is formed by the pili. Pili are the locomotory organelles. So the two pili of the bacteria, they come close and they fuse to forming a conjugation tube through which the F plasmid is transferred from the donor bacteria into the recipient bacteria. And as there are two cells are involved, so it is considered as the sexual reproduction in case of bacteria. Not exactly the sexual reproduction, because there is no shedding of gametes, but the bacteria can save the plasmids. So the sexual reproduction, that is conjugation, and that is the F plasmid transfer. Then come to the asexual reproduction. By three methods, bacteria, they reproduce asexually. Mostly the bacteria reproduce by binary fission, by dividing the body into two different cells that are individuals, and it replicates by 2 to the power n number. Okay, 2, then 4, 8, like that. Okay, so binary fission. Then some of the bacteria, they also do budding, and some of the bacteria, they also reproduce by sporulation, by forming spores. So three different methods: binary fission, budding, and sporulation. Then regarding the growth of bacteria, if the bacteria are cultured in a nutritive medium, in a nutritive solution, then the growth of bacteria, it is showing 4 phases. 4 phases are there regarding the growth of bacteria. See, we are just discussing regarding the overview of bacteria. Regarding the overview of bacteria, so we are also discussing here about the growth. If the bacteria are cultured, then first, in the heavily rich nutritive medium, the bacteria first grows slowly. It acquires the nutrition and it grows very slowly first. This is the lag phase or initial phase. Then when the bacteria, they are adaptive to the nutritive rich solution and they grow very fast, this is the log or exponential phase, where the replication rate, the doubling rate of bacteria is much more. And when the nutritive solution is towards the end, due to lack of nutrition and accumulation of nitrogenous waste in the nutritive medium, the bacteria's growth rate, it comes into a stationary stage, and this is the stationary level. And the fourth phase is death or decline phase, where due to the lack of nutrients, due to the accumulation of nitrogenous waste in the solution, the bacteria undergoes declination, or there is death phase. So there are 4 phases: lag, second is log or exponential phase, and third is stationary phase, and fourth one is decline or death phase. So there are 4 phases in the growth of bacteria. Then bacteria show mutation. See, bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic organisms, but they are mutating in a very faster rate. They may be the gene or genes of the nucleoid or the genome for the bacteria, they undergo mutation during the replication. Whenever there is binary fission, there is replication of the genome, and during that there may be mutation also. The bacteria undergoes mutation for evolution. There is also transformation and transduction. These are also the characteristic of bacteria. What about the transformation? We have already discussed in the previous classes. Transformation is the characteristic of bacteria that it can absorb any of the necked DNA material, any of the nucleic acid present in the growth solution where the bacteria is present, or it can absorb any of the DNA, necked DNA from the surrounding where it is present. That is called transformation. The bacteria can acquire the foreign genetic material into its own body, into its own cell. That is transformation. Then transduction. What is exactly transduction? The bacteria can transfer own gene with the help of the bacteriophages. The bacteriophages, they transfer the bacterial gene from one bacteria to another. This method is called transduction. Okay, so with the help of bacteriophage, if gene transfer is there, that is called transduction. Then the resistant phage infection by restriction modification system. See, in case of bacteria, there is a restriction modification system. The bacteria are having restriction endonucleases, and this restriction endonucleases which are used in the gene cloning, these are also extracted from the group of bacteria. Okay, so these restriction modification system, they are very helpful for the bacteria to avoid the bacteriophage infection. See, bacteriophages are the bacteria infectious viruses, the viruses which live inside the bacteria, which cause infections to the bacteria. And these viruses, as the viruses are nucleoprotein complexes, protein remains outside, the protein code remains outside, only the genetic matter of the virus or the bacteriophage, it is injected into the bacterial cell. But this viral DNA, the bacteriophage DNA, it is disintegrated inside the bacterial cell because of the action of this restriction endonucleases, the restriction modification system. Okay, so bacteria can resist the phage infection. This is one of the characteristic. And another thing, the bacteria are having mesosomes. What are these mesosomes? These are the enfoldings of the plasma membrane into the cell, and these mesosomes, they are having very nice functions. They guide DNA replication during the cell division. Also, they help in distribution of chromosomes into the daughter cells, and they are having the enzymes for aerobic respiration. Enzymes for aerobic respiration are present in case of mesosome. So mesosome is also considered as mitochondria of bacteria, and the mesosome also helps in cell wall formation during the division of bacterial cells. So this is all about the overview of bacteria. Thanks for watching. Share and subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you. Another thing to tell you that 1 trillion 10 to the power 12 number of cells of bacteria, they weight 1 gram. Okay, thank you. Share and subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you.